Welcome to Formosa Dream Chasers.
We're your hosts, Mary Ann
and Ching-en.
Please join us as we explore the journeys amazing people take in pursuit of their dreams.
And get insights from their experiences.
Let's hit the road
and get started.
Hello and welcome to Formosa Dream Chasers. Today we are joined by Dan Orlovsky, the owner of Loracorlo, which is the one and only Israeli restaurant here in Kaohsiung. We're here today to learn more about his story and how his business and journey in Taiwan got started. So hello Dan, and thanks so much for coming onto this show. Could you say hi to our listeners and tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. Thank you, Marianne, for inviting me first, for having me in your show. And my name is Dan Orlovsky, and I'm 44 years old, and I'm from Israel, as part of you can guess. I'm married to Carol. Carol is my wife, and I have a son named Nathan, and I've been here in Taiwan for the last 6 years. Actually, my journey starts like about 11 years ago when I did a relocation from Israel to China. Maybe I should say that my background of studying is industrial engineering, and that's why I relocate to China to manage an operation of e-commerce. And then I met my wife 11 years ago in China. Yes.
I see. How long were you living in China?
In China, I lived for about 4 years.
Right.
And China, together with my wife, we moved to Philippines.
Oh, really?
Yes. For another almost 4 years, where I did some call centers business. I managed it's more related to my profession as industrial engineer and management. I did some call center management for about 3 to 4 years. And then actually COVID started. COVID started when we were in Philippines. So we decided to come to Taiwan. Like in the beginning it was, okay, we will go to Taiwan for a few months and see until everything will be better in the Philippines, and we come back. We left our apartment there, our rented apartment, and we said, okay, we'll go to Taiwan for a few months and come back. That was the plan in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But here I am 6 years after. Yes.
Wow. Okay. What made you decide to stay in Taiwan?
So actually, when we moved to Taiwan, my wife was in about the third 6 months of pregnancy.
Okay.
So we told ourselves, okay, we'll stay in Taiwan for a while once she delivered the baby, and we'll stay maybe a few more months and then come back to Philippines. But COVID did not go away as fast as we thought in the beginning. As you probably know, it took more time, and every time there was another species or another type of COVID. So after long thoughts and understanding that it's not going away so quickly, we decided, okay, maybe we'll rethink about our future and maybe stay in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Before coming to Taiwan, have you visited before, and what were your, thoughts and impressions about Taiwan at the time?
Actually, before I met my wife, I did not know anything about Taiwan. By the way, she would say the same about Israel. She didn't know much about Israel as well.
Okay.
But actually, I was traveling in Southeast Asia when I was about 22, 23 years old. So I was traveling in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, and Taiwan was never in the back of my mind. I never thought about coming to Taiwan. I didn't even hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
But a few visits here together with my wife, like before we moved here, showed me like I was really impressed, in shocked. Like I took it all in. It was like something that I did not expect. I really did not. It was wonderful, wonderful place. And until today, when people ask me, like people that were not here about Taiwan, what do I have to say about Taiwan? My answer to them is like, for my opinion, Taiwan is one of the last sanity islands that left in the world. Not insanity, of course, sanity. People still have here, like, people are still sane. People still, let's call it normal. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, because the world, a lot of the world lost it already. People here in Taiwan has the mutual respect and like respect to each other that like in a lot of places already I don't know if people forgot it or like people has less patience and here in Taiwan everything is really better, much
Hmm.
better than a lot of other places I've seen.
I would agree with you on that, but I'm also really curious. So, if you were to describe the top three things you enjoy about living here in Taiwan or, you know, working here, being with your family, what would those things be?
I'll start with the safety, I guess. It's a
Yes.
very safe country. Like going around, again, my son is not yet 6 years old, so I don't let him go around by himself. But like, it's very safe to go around nights, day, doesn't matter what places. I haven't encountered any places in Taiwan that it's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't go here because it might be dangerous.
Right.
Safety is the first thing. The second is probably again about the people, the patient, and like you can see it everywhere. Like people, even when you're driving your car, the most of the horns that you will get here, it's the right use of the horn of the bump. Like be careful, don't hit each other, but not out of impatience. So like the patience of the people. The third one is like the great structure and infrastructure here in Taiwan. Everything is very convenient if you start like from the public transportation to the wonderful parks and like everything is very nice and very comfortable to go around and like not too crowded and yes, like so this and very clean as well. Even though there are no garbage cans in the
Uh,
street.
yeah. Yes.
You need to carry your garbage with you until you'll get to or a 7-Eleven or that it's not a problem to find of course. Or back home and throw it to the garbage bin. But yeah, it's working. The non-garbage bins in the street is working apparently.
Yeah. It's training people to be more aware of the trash that they carry or that they have. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely, and yeah, and like the convenience, like also it's another thing that like everything is so convenient. Even if I'm talking about the one-stop shop in 7-Eleven, that you can do almost everything that you
Mm.
need in your life. And even if you go to a government institute, like, I don't know, to renew your driving license or like to renew your social insurance, everything is working properly. It's not everywhere like this.
Yes, that's true. If we can shift the conversation to your restaurant, Loracorlo, I find it to be a very distinctive name. So, can you tell us the story behind it?
Sure. Even though it's without like a vision, I can't draw the name right now, but like try to imagine that Loracorlo divide for two parts.
Okay.
The first word is Lorac, Lorac, and the second word is Orlo, Orlo. Now, the second part is Orlo, as you introduced and called my family name. It's a part of my family name, Orlovsky. So Orlo is the first part, and it's my nickname. And everyone are welcome to call me like this. Like my friends call me since of first grade, so that's my name, Orlo. And the first part of the word, Lorak, means in Hebrew not only or not just. So together it's not only Orlo. It means not only me is part of this restaurant. And why is that? Because my wife and I opened the restaurant together. So it's not only me. Okay. Right. So, and if we go to the first part of the word, Lorak, in Hebrew it's not only, but if you read it backwards, only the first part, it will be Carol, right? Carol. And that's my wife's name.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I got few points. I got few points from my wife for that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. That's actually
Yeah.
very imaginative, and it's also interesting how the meaning in Hebrew also ties into the spelling of your wife's. That's kind of really cool.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and it's also a story. It's also a story to tell, and yes, that's the meaning of the name.
Okay. So when people go to Loracorlo and enjoy your food there, what kind of experience do you want people to feel when they dine there?
First of all, the most important thing for me that again people are coming to try different food, like a food that probably maybe they have tried, but maybe they haven't. But I want them to feel welcome. As you've seen, the restaurant, it's pretty cozy, it's pretty nice, it's like not so big, but I want them to feel comfortable, first of all. Part of the targets or my vision when opening the restaurant is to introduce the Taiwanese people, the food, the culture, the music, some of the traditions, and a bit of the history of Israel. Like I love talking about it, and I love introducing people what Israel is about. Even though I'm not living in Israel for the past 6 years, I'm a proud Israeli, and I love my country, and I'm happy to talk about it whenever someone is willing to listen. So it's kind of introduction to the Taiwanese people about the food, culture, music, and the history. I want people, when they come to the restaurant, to have curiosity about the food, but I can see a lot of people that come and try the first time, and I can understand it as well. They're a little bit nervous, a little bit maybe afraid to taste new things. I can see them taking on the tip of the fork, like a little bit of the just like, I want to try, but I'm a little bit afraid.
Okay.
So yeah, and of course I want them to leave the restaurant with a big smile, and of course a full belly, satisfied with the meal.
So what makes Loracorlo different from other restaurants here in Taiwan?
I think we are a very specific niche of food. Like Israeli food is like influence from so many different cultures. Like I won't go into the history of Israel or the history of the food culture in Israel, but it's inspired and got its influence from a lot of different cultures. mainly Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cultures and Mediterranean and Middle Eastern food. So when I opened the restaurant, I did not encounter any similar restaurants in Kaohsiung. And that's one of the reasons that I opened the restaurant. It's like there was not such a niche of food, and I wanted to have something special and to introduce the flavors and the dishes to the Taiwanese people, and I think that's mainly our difference from most of the other restaurants around us.
And what would you say are the signature dishes that people should try at your restaurant?
There are a few. Should try everything, of course.
Yes, of course.
But like, if I'll have to choose two, it will be probably the hummus and the falafel. I'll introduce like a bit, but hummus and falafel are, when customers come to our restaurant, we strongly recommend for them not to miss it out. To have even like we have like different size of hummus, so they can just have the taste of it. Or hummus is a dish that it looks like a paste. It's called in Chinese injui doni. It's like kind of, when you say injui doni, it's like malin suni. It's like same ni, like.
It's made from chickpeas, right?
Yes, exactly. It's made out of chickpeas, and in order to make the paste very smooth and more flavorful, we add to the chickpeas also tahini. Tahini is a sesame paste that actually it's one of the things that we had to bring from Israel, and we use it a lot. So the hummus is actually chickpeas that soaked for one night at least in water to soften them up. Later we cook it for a few hours and then grind it in a food processor and add like some seasoning and the tahini. Yeah, so that's the hummus. So we have two different sizes for the hummus as well that people will try. And we also have the falafel. Falafel is actually a fried vegetable ball. It's also made out of chickpeas and a lot of different vegetables like onion and coriander and parsley, and of course some seasoning that we add to it. Also for hummus and also for falafel, in Israel and in any other Mediterranean or Middle East countries, each restaurant makes it their own way. So the way we are doing it, it's our own way. Some people don't add vegetables at all. They use only chickpeas and onion, that's it, and seasoning. But we do it our own way, of course. Mm-hmm. So yeah, of course, we make our own pastries. Hummus usually come with a pita on the side. Pita is a pocket bread that we also make by ourselves, and also can make out of it some sandwiches. We have sandwiches in the restaurants, of course. We can fill the pita bread with or falafel or like beef or chicken, whatever you want, and like that can become a sandwich. I think that Israelis love bread, same as Taiwanese loves rice and noodles, so it's like a equivalent for it, more or less.
That's all the time we have today. Tune in again next week as we continue our chat with Dan Orlovsky as we learn more about what it is like to own and run a restaurant here in Taiwan.
This is Ching and Cho
and Mary Ann Shoko.
See you guys next week. Bye.